Aloha everyone. This has been a video that is way overdue. I always wanted to do a tour where our garden was pristine, but we figured as gardeners we always have good and bad experience. So we're going to take a tour at all of our phases of our garden, phase 1, 2, and 3, and show you the ins and outs of gardening or what we encounter in our garden. So come along and join us. So this is the side of the house. This is where we first started our garden. And this is my first smart part, raised bed. Right now my husband is growing some things in it. He has onions, marigold, and Armenian cucumbers, which are growing nicely here. We saw the bees this morning just pollinating all the open flowers. These are my first tomatoes that I planted this year. These are Johnny seeds. They're a hybrid tomato. And this is the first time I'm getting large tomatoes. Very nice. And we have more up here. And what I do is I covering my tomatoes because I don't want the birds to get to them. So I put my tool on here. And then I have my red container here. Just to keep the birds away for now. Here are more tomato plants that I'm growing. There are at least 6 of them, not counting this one. But these tomatoes, I will be harvesting some of them. They're cherry tomatoes. These are determinate plants, determinate tomatoes. I will be harvesting the tomatoes, and some of the tomatoes I will be saving the seeds. I'm growing this tomato plant as part of the Hawaii seed grower. So in this raised bed, we have some onions growing. And another part of the Hawaii seed growers that I'm taking part of is growing these ho'o moho beans. So I have about five plants, and the beans are coming in. And I need to grow straight beans, so this might be because of improper watering. I'm not sure, but I need straight beans. And I'll be saving some for seeds and some we can harvest to eat. As we continue on the side of the house, here we have some Hawaiian chili pepper. And then we have our green onions. And then we have lots of lemongrass, chives. And believe it or not, that's a volunteer tomato plant that's growing nicely. This is currently an empty bed. We got some ferns. We have our dashin or iraimo growing there, and then we have some empty beds. So some areas we still need to work on. So here we are in our first greenhouse that my husband built, and we have a lot of interesting plants. This is our ZZ. It's a variegated ZZ. And we have a silver yan that's trying to recoup. We have lots of Hoyas down here. Then we have our black ZZ. And then this, I believe they call it Spanish moss. We call it Pele's hair. It's an air plant. Then we have our monstera. Oh, we need to take care of this. But here's our monstera. We have a lot of Florida ghosts. And then we have a vanilla bean plant. We have a variegated one here, somewhere in our jungle. And then we have the regular one here. As you come over this way, we have more plants that we had propagated. This is our ohia. We have a yellow ohia, I'm not sure which one it is, and a red ohia. I'm not sure what this is. This is my husband's propagating this plant. Oh, this is the wasabi. Then we have hanging basket hoya with its bloom, and another silvery Ann vine. We have more plants being propagated here. This is the portulaca. And then more hoyas here. And this is, I believe, is a alocasia. A variegated alocasia. There and here. And this is a, I believe it's a monstera dragon. I have to research the name of this. And then another one of our huge monstera plants. This is a variegated monstera. So this is our Whitehouse, and mainly our Whitehouse, we use it to start our seedlings or put plants in here that we want to grow in a semi-controlled environment. So we have a watering system in here that's going on now. It's on a timer, but it's a solar watering system. And then we also have our solar fan in here. And then we have our solar lights for the evening. So one of the plants that we're mainly growing in here right now is our grapes. We still need to decide where we want to put our grapes outside, but right now it's doing really fine in this Whitehouse. Here is my husband's seedlings. So he has a lot of Asian vegetables like wasabi, Thai soy. Oh, this is picana. Never heard of that. He has some shiso. Then he has his papaya. And here's some pak choy and choy sam. Here's our coffee plant. Then we have a Mexican flower for our butterflies. Then we have chili peppers. And then this is a ground cover. It's a native ground cover. I need to find out the name for this. And we have some chili peppers and some Tabasco chili peppers. So why do we have so many pepper plants growing? Because on the third Saturday of each month, we go to a plant share. So these are some of the plants we'll be bringing. Here's our basil.
Thai basil.
And then these are some seedlings. Some are not doing so well. And then this is our experiment here of different ways to propagate. continue on the last section on the side of our house. This is our plant hospital. The reason for the plant hospital is to put any plant that is not doing well. So either they have insect problems, or if it's disease, we don't put it here, but mostly if it's insect problems or plants that need to recoup from other plants. So we have the fig, we have sugar cane, we have our dasheen, and some chili peppers, and even some Norfolk pines. So this is our flower garden. We started on it a while ago and we built it from scratch. So we're still trying to get our flowering plants to grow. So I did some pull-outs and we're going to be planting here. So that's why it looks bare. I just planted some gladiolas. And then we have a lot of portulacas and pansies and alyssums. And on the side here we have our sugar cane that loves this section, as well as our bougainvillea. So this is the back of our backyard garden, and this is phase 2. So we do some container gardening. So here's our grow bags, and we have onions, potatoes, and peppers growing. This is bed 1, and in bed 1 we have our cucumbers growing. These are pickling cucumbers. We have a Brussels sprout that is not doing so good. We have broccoli. And then we have some coronata kale. These kale I'm growing for the Hawaii seed growers, so I'm going to be, gotta spray these. I'm going to be saving the seeds as well as harvesting. I've never eaten this type of kale. And then we have a cauliflower in here that I'm covering. And this bed might look sparse, but on the opposite section of this kale, I'll be planting more kale. So this is bed 2, and in bed 2 we have our parsley that is bolted, and we're hoping to get some seeds, and we see lots of bees on here. I'm hoping some butterflies will come by. Then we have the zucchini plant. You can see my zucchini growing there. And I have an eggplant. This eggplant is over a year old. So the flowers came out, hoping for some fruit soon. The grow bags on the outside along here is our jicama. Some of these jicama will be growing, and some will be saving for seeds. Here I have a squash plant, and unfortunately I don't know what type of squash this is, but I think it's supposed to be a vining squash. Got lots of flowers. We have some kale in these grow bags. And this is my husband's spot. This is horseradish, And then we have some, what was this? Acai
Acai
berries. And this is wasabi.
Wasabi daikon.
We're still in bed 2, and we have our amaranth here. And we have our celery. Our celery, we're probably going to be pulling this out because it's kind of seen its days. But we'll be able to save some of the stems. Then here is my Manoa lettuce. I'll be harvesting some of these lettuce, and some of these I will be letting it go to seed because this is part of the Hawaii seed growers class. And then I got a little marigold here. On the side of bed 2, we have some ube growing. Then we have rosemary, which needs to be pruned a bit. And then we have our chayote. And we have some Thai basil. This is bed number 3, and mainly my husband grows his plants in here. So this is a wasabina, bikana, kind of looks like lettuce. And then this is mizuna, lots of mizuna. And this is choisum. Okay. Other plants in here are onions. We got some peas, a volunteer tomato, and I planted a squash way down there by the marigold. So this is a pretty full bed. So here's our rainwater catchment system. We get our water from our roof. It goes down through the gutters. There's a filter there. Then it comes down here. We have a flush system, so we flush out all the debris, and then the good water will go into our tank. We're now into 2 tanks, so it's pretty big. And this is how we retrieve our water. My husband will be putting in a solar panel and a motor so that we can use the water more efficiently around our garden. So here's our second tank. This is our Okinawan sweet potato. And this is a large grow bag that we're growing lots of onions. And we have more Okinawan sweet potato. One more project to do is this grow tower. We harvested and pulled out everything, so we need to plant anew. And then our strawberry tower, it's not doing all that great, although I do have some seedlings growing. And this is bed 4. Bed 4, we had started out with our potatoes doing the rootstock method, but that was a fail. We only got a few potatoes out of that, so we started it over again by just planting directly in our bed. But unfortunately, it's not doing as well in this bed. However, we did get some peanuts. Previously, we had planted peanuts in here, but I guess we missed one, so our peanut plant started to grow. And since we had so many onions, growing. We planted some in this bed. These onions were doing very well. These were the purple onions, but I think the birds came in here and just toppled over everything. So these aren't doing that well, but I think these two will get big onions. Back here is our dragon fruit. This is our red and white dragon fruit. We have a plumeria growing in a pot, and our apple banana plant. We started with one, but now we have maybe close to 10. Then we have more Okinawan sweet potato, and of course more garlic, not garlic, sorry, this is onions. And you can see the onions are almost ready to be harvested. Then we have our carrots, lots of carrots. So these are on the second level of phase 2. And then we have our bay leaf, the tall plant. And we have some volunteer tomatoes. We have dasheen growing there. Lavender, some Mexican flowers.
Milkweed.
Mexican milkweed. Chili peppers, eggplant, and our gobo.
And at the end, the cherry tomato.
Then we have our asparagus. So this is the last part of our garden. This is phase 3. This is our fruit orchard. We have passion fruit growing on this archway. We have lantanas here, which need to be pruned. Then we have our garden experiment. So we did 2 plants growing in our native soil, and I believe they're cantaloupes. So one is doing better than the other. We have our finger limes. Our blackberry, which we have not gotten any blackberry. This is
Jamaican cherry.
Jamaican cherry. This is our mulberry. I've yet to see the mulberry go from red to black. We have our strawberry guava. We have a volunteer lavender. Then we have our papaya tree growing. And this is another experiment I'm doing, growing my watermelons in the native soil. They seem to be doing well. Okay, so here's our Meyer lemon. And then we have some pink lemonades. This is our navel orange. Here's our coffee plant. Have to check out what's wrong with this. The leaves don't look too good, so we have to work on that.
Yellow guava.
This is yellow guava. Interesting. And this is
Pomegranate tree.
pomegranate. I think this needs pruning. This is our Bolivian sunflower, and we mainly grow it to mulch it and use it as fertilizer. Then we have our pink lantana. Lots of tea leaves. In this section we have a lot of alyssum growing. Then we have pineapple here, and a pineapple here. So today we got to show you the successful part of our gardening and the not so successful part of our gardening that's happening. We do a lot of experimenting, so there's always failures, especially with our garlic, which we didn't show you that bed, but that garlic bed that we tried to revamp just didn't work. So next year we'll do more garlic. But if you want to see how we started our gardening, you can check out the video links below. It's the beginnings of each of the 3 phases. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like button. Leave a comment as to what you like in our garden or what you would like to see more in our videos. And we thank you for watching and be a part of our gardening community. Aloha!